Hello again, everybody, and welcome back. This is the Quick Hands Rugby League podcast. This is the pod that tells it like it is. Episode 72, Magic Round this weekend. Bringing in the boys. George, Artie, welcome back, gents.
How you going, guys? You all good?
Hey, Nicola. How's things, boys? What's up, buddy?
I was going to bring someone new today.
Who are you going to bring?
I had Fifita coming on. But last minute, man, he changed his mind.
Changed his mind?
Changed his mind, yeah.
Well, guess what I found out? There's three things that's going to happen in life. Death, taxes, and Tommy getting injured at some stage in the year, number one. And number two, you know what? The so-called toughest game in the world and the referees once again cover themselves and the bunker cover themselves in glory. So let's move on. Nothing changes in rugby league.
George, where's round 10?
It's in the can, Nicola, in the can.
And boys, we're at Magic Round. This is Magic Round.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a stress-free one for me because Dragons got the bye.
Dragons
Guaranteed 2 points. But, yeah, it should be good games. It should be good, huh? All played in the one stadium over the weekend. No game tomorrow too, huh?
There is.
There's the State of Origin.
Origin game.
Oh, okay.
The women's.
Oh, there you
go.
go.
The women's. No, that's number one. And you know what? I think
I need more volume.
I think that the action is happening all around Caxton Street, is it?
Caxton
Street. Yeah.
Caxton.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody's excited regarding the stadium and the games, but I know lots of people going to the
Caxton Avenue.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people are going to the ground or to Queensland just to hang out. Just to hang out.
Well, you know what? I would be happy to go there and not even go to the...
That's what I'm alluding to.
Hang out in Brizzy for the weekend.
That's what I'm alluding to. They just go and hang out in the bars out there and not even the games. They don't go to the games.
Have you been there to the bars and stuff?
No, I haven't.
It's awesome.
Yeah, is it?
So good.
I know Troy's going, not going to watch a game, just going to go to the Caxton Street.
So good. I mean, I think it was like about this time last year, Frank and I were in Brisbane. We had 1, 2, 13 drinks.
Yeah.
I was sending you messages at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You were.
Photos of us next to the Wally Lewis statue outside Lang Park.
You were.
I still call it Lang Park.
Yeah, send me what to call it, Lang Park.
George, we've got some breaking news tonight. It's 8:30, and this literally broke about half an hour ago. Now we don't have all the details, but I believe we have some audio.
Let's go. Let's
hear it.
Let's see what was reported.
News now, and police investigations are underway into a Queensland NRL star. Straight to Tim Arvia. Tim, what can you tell us?
Well, Melissa, I've spoken to multiple police sources who've confirmed this investigation is underway into a current NRL player who plays and is contracted to a Queensland NRL club. The allegation is of rape. I'm told this allegation and complaint was made to police after the police attended the player's residence last night with a woman later making that complaint to police later in the evening. I spoke to that player who was accused of this a short time ago. He did not make any comment and hung up the phone. I also spoke to his club. They said they were unaware of the allegations. So it is very early days in the investigation. We will bring you more updates when we get them. Thanks.
Must be Latrel.
No, Queensland.
Oh no, Latrel cops everything. So I'll just throw Latrel's name in there.
That's all the information we have, right?
That's crazy,
I'm sure
man.
more will come to light. But there's nothing funny about this, right? But the funny thing that I got out of that news report was when some, media reporter who I don't even know who that was, saying, I spoke to the player, but he hung up on me. Well, what do you expect? Anyone who's ever charged with anything, the first thing their lawyer tells them is don't talk.
Exactly.
So, he's going to talk to you over the phone. And, so I don't know who it is yet. Maybe by the time everyone hears this, tomorrow, we'll know who it is. But, there's 4 clubs to choose from.
4 clubs, yeah.
So he's currently contracted to an NRL club.
Queensland club.
Yeah. So that could be anyone from the juniors.
No, true.
Yeah.
Might be first grader.
Would it be breaking news if it wasn't a first grader though? We assume it's a first grader, but you're right. It could be a junior. Not that
regardless,
not that it's no less important, but it is less newsworthy if it's someone that we don't know.
Exactly.
You know what? I'd love to speculate, but we don't know too much about it.
That's all the information we have.
So to speak about it is probably not doing it it's probably doing a disservice.
Well, let's talk about some more breaking news then.
We'll wait and see what happens.
Let's talk about some more breaking news.
What's more breaking?
We've got more breaking news that
This
has
game
broken
keeps on giving.
Wow.
This
this
game keeps
afternoon.
on giving.
Yes.
Brandon Wakeham, who is contracted to Manly and playing for their feeder club,
Yep.
the Blacktown Workers,
Yep.
has been arrested at training this afternoon by New South Wales Police
Oh no.
and charged with supplying and possession of MDMA and cocaine.
Gee.
When
Will
will
they
these
ever
morons learn?
Gee.
Artie?
Was Brendan in Queensland recently? Yeah. Is he contracted to Queensland? That's unbelievable, isn't it? That's crazy.
Just stupidity. Obviously, Manly's not paying him enough.
You know what? I'll say it once. I'll say it again. What you do in your four walls, no one cares. The minute you take it outdoors, and look, I don't know Brandon's situation in terms of contract, but the minute you take it outside of four walls, you're public property, and everybody's got a mobile phone. Everybody's got lips. So Brandon, good luck, but when the amount of feathers picks this up, you might be gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, just stupidity. I suppose the other breaking news we had today, which was less dramatic, this morning was David Fifita. I turned on the I turned on the TV this morning and I see Fifita backflip. I'm like, huh? I know there's a 10-day cooling off period, but that was activated pretty sharply. Apparently, he contacted the Roosters at 10 p.m. last night and said. Apparently, he contacted the Roosters and said he had doubts, and then they say they pulled the offer. Okay. I think it's pretty safe to assume he contacted them or his representative contacted them to say, look, he's changed his mind.
Yeah, look, why can't you go back home, sit in your lounge, have a conversation and then feel wrong? That's what the 10-day cooling off
No, I get
is.
it. I get it, right? But the funny thing is that he stated that family, his whole family's there, and wasn't any of this taken into consideration the past few weeks?
This is the question. And
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe the way he presented himself wasn't right, but there's nothing wrong in making a decision. That's what 10-day cooling off period is.
Look, that's what the cooling off period is for.
And just not feeling that you did the right thing. I suggest to you that we're starting to see the rise of Gold Coast. And why I say that, the minute that a D Hasler is involved anywhere, and 9 times out of 10, Fifita would have walked. I don't know. It's got all the earmarks of Hasler building.
Was
a
Desi
club up
Hasler not coaching Manly when Cherry Evans backflipped on the Gold Coast?
Of course he was.
So he was behind that one too, was he?
Wait a minute. Was he? Yeah, he probably was.
I think he
yeah.
was.
He was, yeah.
Could
Look,
be
I
wrong.
don't know. But I think Daly Cherry Evan, as we hear him talk over the years that we know him, I think he's his own man. If Desi
Well, you got to remember,
influenced
this
him-
was 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, if Desi influenced him, I don't know. But I'll say it again, and I'm sort of happy about it because
Probably more than
clubs like Gold Coast don't get marquee players, and clubs like Roosters always seem to get marquee players. So
Yeah.
I'm happy about it.
It's the second one they've missed because Dan Gagai did the same.
Gagai did the
He
same.
re-signed with Newcastle earlier this week,
Yeah.
or last week to commit.
I think Gagai is just happy living in Newcastle, a bit slower pace. The only difference there was the time period. The money was the same. I think one was 3 years and Newcastle's 2 years. So, but yeah, look, yeah,
That's 2 from 2, man. They've missed.
I know Politis not happy.
Yeah,
Well,
he's missed.
what
Not
about
happy.
what about the roll-on effect? I mean, was it Tupanua? They told him you can
Yeah.
look elsewhere with the anticipation of Fifita signing, and where does this leave Angus Crichton? Does he want to stay there?
That's the big one. So
Yeah.
what do you go back now and tell Angus, listen, we're always going to sign you, but we didn't communicate well with you. And does he believe it? Now I don't think Angus is going to go anywhere because, as we know, he had some issues last year, and the club stuck by him.
Yeah.
If they were going to sign him, I'm not sure if they were going to sign him, but definitely now they've got a war chest.
But isn't it funny that Angus Crichton, along with every other player we've seen, in the year that they're coming off contract, they're out the gates.
Yeah.
They're having the best season of their career, right?
Yeah.
It's always in a contract year, isn't it? The last 2 years have been average. I had a lot of issues last year. You might want to exclude that, but it's always in a contract year when you're coming off contract, everyone plays their best footy.
It's
I'm
fun.
still waiting for the Dragons players to play good footy when they get there because they're on their last year too.
Hey, 5-5, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Dragons,
true.
hey.
I can't
last
complain.
year, more wins than last year, wasn't it?
True.
Pretty close, anyway.
You're right.
So they're going okay. Yeah, look, look, it's not a bad thing. I mean, everybody's all the media's blowing it up. He had a clause.
Yeah.
He's uncomfortable.
George,
If he's happy. It's good.
I was hoping to have an LFE this week, a Latrel free episode.
We have, haven't we?
Nah, we've got to talk about it because he came back for South, right?
Well, I actually hit him up at the first line.
Right, yeah.
Paul Latrell.
Look, I don't know if you guys saw the game. Well, you would have, obviously, against the Dragons,
I saw
right?
The Dragons game, yeah.
And this is a guy who wasn't injured; he was suspended. So you expect him to come back fresh and raring to go, but he didn't have that urgency. So what I want to ask you guys is, and we've had this conversation before, and now we're 2 weeks away from Origin selection?
Yeah.
Is it? So he is a part of the conversation. So let's talk about
There's
it.
no part of conversation.
We know he's not. We know he's not going to get picked a fullback, obviously. But I've got question marks over, and I've said this before, whether he's a fullback at all. So I've got some notes here from the game against the Dragons. So Jack Bird's try in the 26th minute was evident of that. As the Dragons spread the ball wide, Mitchell was just jogging across at fullback. There was no urgency to get across. Had he been rushing across like Dylan Edwards does all the time, he would have had a great chance at stopping the try. If you look further in the 59th minute, he didn't get across again in time to stop Jaden Sewer diving on a ball to score off a grubber kick. And this has been happening for a long time. Just go back to the preliminary final 2 years ago when Souths were in it. In this game, it took him a long time to inject himself into the game, and he scored a couple of tries. But is it fair to say to you guys, everything that he's done that's good in the game has been in the centres? Really? I mean, I don't remember any.
I don't think this is a positional. And look, I'd prefer to see him in the centres, but right this moment for Latrell, I don't think it's a positional change that he needs. It's a mental change that he needs. It's an attitude change that he needs. I personally would give the money at whatever he's getting this year. I would give it back. In saying that, he had a terrible game and scored 2 tries, and then he covers up everything.
Yeah,
but he's not putting in. He's just not putting in.
The thing for me is, I looked at some of his numbers compared to other fullbacks. Right, so on Friday night, Dylan Edwards ran for more than 200 metres.
That's not fair comparing him to Dylan. Well, anyway.
No. It is fair. I sound like Buzz Rothfield. No, it is fair because Latrell was the one who said pre-season, "I'm the best fullback in the NRL, and I'm going to show everyone why." Okay?
What was things numbers?
Edwards ran for more than 200 metres from 23 carries. Mitchell had 9 runs, right? When comparing him to the likes of Edwards, Tedesco, Trebojevic, they've all got high work rates. Mitchell's fullbacks defenders, the people who always defend him, say, "Oh, you're picking on him." He's not that type of player. Well, you know what? The problem is you have to be that type of player if you want to be a fullback in the NRL.
Got to be that top player.
That's my 20 cents worth.
Got to be that top player. And you know what? Next year, magically, when Supercoach turns up, he's going to be that type of player. He's going to be that type of player. Now, it's a shame. It's a damn shame. You know what's sort of, how can I say, I feel cheated because he's not trying and still you can say he's a first grader. I mean, he's not trying. We know he's not trying. He's not putting in. He still scored 2 tries.
But the thing is...
Okay, and he's still sort of in the Origin conversation. He's not.
He's had a 3-week rest. He's fully fit. He's been training the whole time. Like, you expect him to come back firing. And we don't expect the impossible from him, but what we're talking about here, they're all effort plays. What makes Dylan Edwards so good?
Effort.
I saw a try that Dylan Edwards scored a few weeks back where he put in a grubber, he flipped around, spun around Tedesco, did hopscotch on his way to the try line and scored, right? But I don't see that very often from Dylan Edwards. 90% of the time, I just see effort plays. Effort plays.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that from Tedesco. And Trebojevic, you see that from him when he's fit. But we're not seeing it from Latrell.
Well, we haven't seen it for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Well, look, when you look at Latrell in those 3 weeks that he was off, the coach that he was reporting to got sacked. So the whole training regime in those 3 weeks would have been a mess. And I think he probably went away anyway just to clear his head. So I don't think he was training, to be honest. So it's probably a fitness issue. I think he was just having a bit of rust.
But Artie,
Had to
they
get the cobwebs off.
announced that he was going to be at every training session for that whole period.
True. What they said and what he did is probably two different things.
Well, that's a problem right there. Isn't it?
And I got a feeling that, and I'm going to possibly tip them this week. I think they're playing the Cowboys, because I have a thing where Wayne Bennet might have a chat to Latrel, and it might fire him up a little bit. Maybe because apparently it's a done deal now, isn't it? It's 3 years for Bennet.
Well, that was going to be my next point.
So,
he's set to sign a 3-year, $3 million deal.
Exactly. So I think Bennet might have a word in his ear. It might rejuvenate the kid. I don't know. I'm hoping. He's a good player, but he's just not showing it. But maybe there's something going on in his head. But a lot's happened at South in 3 weeks, and he probably just stayed away from it and didn't train and did whatever. Probably got the blame for Dimitri getting sacked. I don't know what happened. So
Well, you should get the blame.
Well, you don't know what's happened.
I don't know, but for me,
I'm hoping.
If I'm Latrell or if I'm one of his advisors or whatever, this is the period where you need to step in and step up at work because of all the terms. They need leadership.
Yeah.
That's what that club's lacking is leadership, right? So this is where someone's got to get there, hold the fort, and hold the whole team to accountability. It's not Ben Hornby, you know.
But I see a lot of frustration in his play too.
So you need a Dale Finucane.
When someone doesn't care, there's no effort, right? They just don't care. You see, and they walk away. He's frustrated. You can see, I don't know what it is. It's just,
I would never.
it's just not working.
I would
for
never
him, whatever
accuse
it
him
is.
of not caring because I think every NRL player who
true.
runs out onto the field,
True.
It's not fair to say they don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
But I just think talent's not enough.
Yeah.
You know, talent's not enough, George.
You blokes are freaking me out.
Why?
Apparently, look, this is what I heard. Apparently, he reached out to Dimitri when he got sacked, and he, said, "Oh, I'm really sorry you're gone," and all that. Like, it was really heartfelt, man. So he did feel for Dimitri. He feels like he's taken responsibility, I think, for
So
that.
you should.
Well, he's a big part
look,
of it. He's a big part of it. Why are you so shocked?
You used to blow me away, Bill.
Why?
I'm just hoping he comes back this week. You never know, man. He might.
So we've seen Latrell at his best.
Yeah.
He's engaged.
Yeah.
And he's a high use ball player.
Yeah.
And what do we call him, Marty? The most damaging ball runner in the game.
He can be.
He can be.
Well, he was.
He was.
Okay.
But he's
okay.
not, hasn't been for a long time.
Not at the moment.
Well, you're not good today and bad tomorrow.
No.
It's all in the mind. So you're right. You're wrong and right. You can't run on the field and not care because we're seeing it from Latrell. I don't care what you mean.
I think
he's
it's a bit
good
harsh.
enough. He's good enough to cruise. You said he's just jogging behind the.
Well, we all saw it.
There you
Everyone
go.
saw it.
And not only that, we've seen it for the last year. This time last year, they'll come in
We've
first.
seen it since he came to South, George. He has not been the fullback that everyone thinks he is.
Well, forget the positioning. I'm talking about him individually.
Well,
So wait a minute. So next year, Supercoach comes and he gets Daly M. So what do we talk about? So what do we say about going backwards? Like now, he just happened to.
Well, I mean, that's a big leap.
I'm just saying. I'm assuming he Supercoach comes and he's the top two in Daly M. So and South makes top four and he's carving up. So how can he not carve up now?
If Mitchell's mind is right, he's in Daly M contention every year, every season that he plays.
Okay, so we'll go back to square one. Him and Cody are basically blamed for this team falling apart. Now they've got 15 injuries or something, so I'm not going to worry about it more.
It's not fair to gauge them right now because the injury toll is shocking, right? They're struggling to get 17 players.
Sorry, what was the score in the St George game, Marty?
28-14.
28-14. What would happen if Latrell decided to switch on for, let's say, 20 minutes and put three tries on him and put two away?
Yeah, it would have been a different story.
Okay, but so for me, what I'm trying to say is this is the frustrating part. Okay, there's me. Okay, with no talent. If I had quarter of his talent, Dylan Edwards, he hasn't got the talent.
That's what I was saying.
He's got the talent of
I've seen
Latrell.
one freakish try from him. He's not that kind of player.
Okay,
but for me, when I look at Mitchell, I see something similar in Fifita. I see something similar in the Warriors team as a whole. And what I'm seeing is these guys want to play when they want to play. They want to play when they got the ball. They don't want to play when they don't, right? Defense is a huge part of the game. right? You're defending more than you've got the ball in your arms most of the time,
Yeah,
right?
how many times you touch the ball?
But they
10?
don't seem to want to play that part of the game. They just want to get. It's like when you're kids. You only care when you've got the ball,
Yeah.
not when you don't. That's what it looks like to me.
So defense talks more about the character in the squad and the leadership and your coach.
And to me, that's where the concerns are and have been for a long time with us.
How about this though, guys? Tell me the last time you saw a player being booed every time he touched the ball.
Who was that?
It shouldn't matter.
No, tell me a player that you know that has done that. You've seen.
wait a minute.
It was very evident on Saturday. Every time he got near the ball, it was boo.
It was
you could hear it from the
probably
crowds.
his own fans booing him.
Okay, so
So that's a lot of pressure, and that's all brought on by the NRL. If the NRL just did the right thing and fined him and did all that stuff for swearing, then people would have been off his back. But the
that's
NRL's taken soft approaches towards him, and they're thinking it's all him. Like he didn't ask for it. The NRL shouldn't have gone in and defended him and did all this
I'll
stuff.
take it one step back. If he wasn't an idiot to begin with, the stuff that he did,
Yeah, but the
it would never
NRL should have
gotten to
banned
that.
him. The NRL should have banned
Okay,
him, but
no,
they
no
didn't.
argument from me
Okay,
there.
And then he got, apparently there was a racial thing that they're going through now. There was some racial taunts that
But
well,
they
someone.
didn't know anything about that.
Oh, didn't they?
No, it was in the crowd.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
No,
heard by
no.
him.
So just to clarify, this racial thing with Cody Walker and Latrel,
and Latrell, yeah.
a fan in the crowd heard a fan behind him calling them certain names that I won't repeat here. We can all take a guess, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Monkey. And he called a security guard who then told him to shut up. He goes, what, was he saying it to you? He goes, no. He said, then shut up and mind your own business. So then,
Why is that news then?
I don't know.
Why
So
can't a
is it-
fan just talk to like if Latrell and that didn't hear it? Then
No,
why is it
no,
news?
they had no idea. No.
Are you serious?
Because it's clickbait. It's a headline, right?
what
it's,
the hell are we listening to?
Adi, all this talk, all this speculation,
Yeah.
can go away really easy if Latrell plays well.
That's it.
Done. The NRL won't do nothing, won't say nothing. Buzz won't be saying anything. Me and you right here with Nicola won't be saying anything.
We'll be praising him.
Because he'll be playing. And what we'll be saying
Yeah.
is the best ball runner in the game.
Yeah.
But Latrell decides to pick up his money because he's over $1 million, okay, and put these performances on. What would happen if he wasn't Latrell Mitchell and someone played like that? Would he be in Reggie's?
Of course.
I think he's a Reggie's player. at the moment.
What did I say a month ago?
But it's Latrell Mitchell. You can't put him in Reggie's.
He should come back into Reggie. That's what should have happened.
That's
If you want to jolt him into some sort of...
right here and now, no, because Hornby says, "Well, I'm just a caretaker, and next year's super coach, and you know it, and I know it. Next year, everything is going to change. Latrell and Cody are going to be superstars."
Listen, I wouldn't be so confident. Super coach is super coach, but even he's in a decline. His last 2 grand finals he's lost after going 30 years without losing one.
Yeah, but he's got the ability to motivate and make the normal players play more, a bit better. And,
No question about that.
And what his biggest attribute is his coaching staff. He gets more out of his coaching staff. We saw it with Dimitri. He gets more out of his coaching staff than any other coach can get. Because I'll tell you now, he doesn't coach.
Yeah, well,
He
I
has
mean,
conversations.
one thing that a lot of people don't realise is that all first grade coaches in this day and age have quite a few assistants who handle different parts of the training. Defence coaches, attack coaches, conditioning coaches, wrestling coaches. I'm thinking, does the coach do anything at all?
Well, he gives the blueprint and overlooks.
I know, but
Okay,
it's just, I'm a little bit old school.
But yeah, I agree. But so someone like Ciro, the Canterbury coach, he's more really hands on. Okay, super coach isn't. But
Artie, what's the date today?
15th.
Mark it down.
Why?
Mark it down because George just referred to the Canterbury coach as Ciro.
instead of
It's the first,
wow,
it's the
wow.
first time.
Popular.
15th.
It's
There you go.
the sarcasm's going,
Popular.
gone.
Oh no,
Right? I
I'm
love
fond
it.
of
still
him.
Mr.
I'm not
Popular.
well, Mr. Popular.
You're
Still,
always
everybody loves him, Mr.
Yeah.
Popular. So
No, look,
he gets
it's
out
a
of him.
I think, and to some degree, their mindset could very well be this season's gone. Wayne's coming next year, which we all know he is.
It's still early in the season. They
I
can get
know-
10 wins in
I
a
know
row
that.
now.
I know this time
Mr.
last year they
Jesse,
were
they're
coming
going to make
first.
the 8.
You never know.
This time last year, they were coming first.
You only have to win half your games.
Yeah. Let me suggest that with 12 out, I think it is, and look, they got 12. They got 12 players
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah.
to be fair now to all
Yeah.
of them, okay. If they're my suggestions to you is that they're wooden spoon favourites. They'll start at the cutlery set, and that's okay.
Wooden spoon favourites. They've got Whiten, Latrel, Cody Walker, and Cook, Kalamatangi. That's 5-star players, man.
So-
how many have Canterbury got?
Yeah.
How many have St George got?
We haven't got any.
Exactly. How many? They've got 5.
Wait a second. You
And
got,
that-
you got
and
5
these-
premiership winning players.
Yeah, you've got ex-premier.
Jeez.
So they've got 5 good players, man. They could still win it. They could
Okay.
still perform. They've had a hard run. They've played all the hard
I
teams.
suppose,
So now
like,
they've got a good run now.
Before we move on, the main point I wanted to make is because you raised an excellent point. They were struggling to get a squad last week.
Yeah.
With all the injuries.
So I
right?
feel for him. I wanted to lay off a little.
But that has nothing to do with him sprinting across in defence, right? No. That's where the lack of effort is.
Well,
so,
no, we said that for the last year now. There's something wrong in his brain. This kid. And
now
that's what
this
frustrates
next
me.
this next point that I have is something that I'm personally really really happy about.
Okay.
Because it's giving me, at least I know I'm guaranteed another 5 years of entertainment.
Oh, good.
Ricky Stewart has signed an extension until the end of 2029 with the Raiders.
That's great.
That's 5 more years of press conferences. I love it. And again, I think this is a good move because we all know the Raiders, they've had trouble recruiting, right?
Yeah.
It's been difficult to get players down there. So they obviously made a strategic decision at the club that they were going to focus on developing their youngsters. And Ricky's the right guy, I believe, to execute that plan and bring it through. So what do you guys think?
I think it's fantastic. How long has he been there already? Is he going to be the longest serving coach?
Well, he replaced Brad Arthur at Parramatta, so they've been in their jobs at the same time. So this is his 11th
Wow.
year. Yeah.
So by the time he finishes that, it'll be like 15, 16. He'll be the longest serving coach ever in
Yeah, I
Canberra.
think so, yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Canberra, yeah, in Canberra.
Do you guys think he can win a premiership in these 5 years?
I don't believe so. Not with a developing roster. With the team they had when they got to the grand final in 2019, which I think they should have won that game. I don't know if they're that close. 5 years is a long time.
I say yes.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I reckon. I think he's got a small chance because I like what I'm seeing already. And this is only his first year of a lot of these juniors, so they're only going to get better and better and better. And he's got a lot of cattle underneath.
Yeah,
so
underneath what's coming up underneath.
I'm
He's been stockpiling. He knows what he's doing. He's been stockpiling.
yeah, I'm going to go through all the injuries of all the teams later on in the segment, and you'll see how many injuries they've gotten, and to see where they're coming and the wins they've pulled off. It's pretty good. And the one where they came back and beat Manly from 20-0 down or whatever it was, that was fantastic. That wasn't a strong side. There was a lot of juniors in there.
It's also partially about him.
That's
too,
Ricky.
'cause He won a premiership in his first season, and it's been 21 years since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But he's always been around the conversation. But look, Ricky is Canberra, and I can't see anyone else coaching that team.
Yeah.
He grew. I think he grew up there. I think he played rugby there. He's well known in the community. How many years did he get? 4 years? 5 years?
Extension?
6 years.
Well, he was already on contract for next season, so I think it's a 4-year extension.
4-year deal. And you know what? It's a good thing. And the most important thing is we get some good press conferences.
I think he's doing a real good job with the development there as well. What do you guys know about the Kalen Ponga issue? This salary cap third party storm in the teacup. Apparently, there's nothing of it. But they were talking about him maybe wanting to leave Newcastle.
It's a strange one. That it's apparently the third party guys aren't paying him the money, so it's nothing between the club. I don't know. I don't know why it went to the NRL. I think the father, who's the manager, reported to the NRL, and it's sort of an issue that should have been resolved that didn't need the NRL involved. So it was a strange one. It really is. I don't know how this is going to filter out. It's storming a team.
I'll make it easy for you, Ari, knowing the character of this family. Okay, he hasn't been paid. He hasn't been paid. $250,000. Got to get it. The deal was there. It has been signed. I'm not saying that he shouldn't get it.
The grasshopper.
He wanted his money. He went. The father wanted the money. He went and asked for it. Couldn't get it from the sponsor. No problem. NRL. I want my money now. I want my money now. Hey, the minute you go to the NRL, The big boys say you got to
But
get
it's
the
got
job
nothing
done.
to do with
got
them,
paid.
though. Third parties
No,
have
no.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
it.
No.
that's
But
the
the
thing.
minute you get to NRL, you're wrapping a whole can of fucking whoop worms.
It becomes news, right?
Yeah.
It
So whoever it was, which is another dodgy thing, because apparently you're not supposed to, the club's not supposed to know the third party. But anyway, let's put that aside because we know that they all do it. They all do it. Okay. Guess what? The next morning, what happened?
You got paid.
$250,000 in his bank account. Funny that. So that is a storm in the teacup.
Yeah.
I think Andre. I think his
He's
name's
his father,
Andre. Yeah. Andre Ponga, whatever. He just wanted his money. I'm sure he lives off that Ponga's money as well. So
It's funny when it broke out straight away. He was linked to the Roosters. Oh, the Roosters.
of course.
Oh God.
Of course.
Is,
So storm in the teacup.
Is Todd Payton under any pressure yet, and should he be?
He's got to be.
This is Ari's pet. Go.
He's got to be.
He's got to be. Sure.
Did he overachieve 2 years ago? Possibly.
Absolutely.
Last year you could have given him the day off,
We did.
a bit of rest. You
We
can
did.
say, you know what, second year syndrome, they've still got it. He'll come back. It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
So yeah, I'd be nervous if I was Todd Payton. I'd be very nervous.
My concern there, Nicola, is this. Like I said at the start of the show, defence tells me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? Defence
It
tells
tells
me,
you everything.
Yeah. Defence tells me that your leadership and your culture isn't right. But the big one on top, the cherry on top, tells me that the coach has got an issue with the players because he's not getting his message through.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's lost the dressing room. Mate,
Yeah.
that's a big call, okay? But the coach, his style doesn't suit this particular team because if they buy in, because these guys are first graders, they know how to tackle. If they buy in, they'll work hard for the coach. We talked about Ricky.
Yeah.
Well,
example, yeah.
We look at Ricky's team and we know it's a Ricky's team.
Yeah.
They're hardworking, they scrap, they fight, they bite, they pinch, they do anything that they do. And if they lose, they lose. But Ricky knows that they've given 100%. Well, this is the issue here. And Todd is lucky that he's living in North Queensland because if it was a Sydney team or a simple Brisbane team, he'll be copying it at the moment. But he's getting away with Gerard Jacquard. Read the team out. That is a top 4 team. That is
It
a
is.
top
It's a
4
great
roster.
team. Yeah.
It really is.
Just drinky.
But you
For
know,
God's sake, just drinky.
But you know what's interesting? We've been saying for a long time that in attack they're unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
They don't know how to defend, right?
Can't tackle
Yeah.
for
But
save their lives.
their attack was horrible over the weekend. They
Yes.
couldn't score points.
Their
Yeah.
attack was
I
horrible.
know.
So that means it's and look, the weather doesn't suit their style of play.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause they're very expansive.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're used to the heat.
But in saying that, come back to Central. The effort tells us a lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I don't want that to be true. I want Todd to
Yeah.
succeed,
Me too.
but I see cracks here.
It's a tough gig.
It's a tough gig unless they just start going on a 10 game rant.
Yeah.
Let's hope they do because they've got the cattle too. They've got the cattle
They
too.
do.
I know I keep harping on this, but 3 years ago, Bellamy got Coach of the Year. 2 years ago, it was Payton, and last year was Webster. Cleary's won 3 grand finals and got none.
I know. We talk about that every year.
I know, but Payton was
Yeah.
one of those guys that
Yeah.
got a Coach of the Year off Cleary. That shouldn't have.
No.
I'm still pissed about that, to be honest. I really am.
Yeah, how can he not be? That's
I can't get over it. I just can't. And he can have a shit year this year, but the NRL will have to give it to him this year regardless because of that. There's 3 cock-ups the past 3 years.
Is that Ivan?
Yeah, Ivan.
Okay,
Like,
so-
how can you not do that? And that's Payton,
Yeah.
the guy that's going to get sacked possibly this year.
If you have a really deep look in Ivan's coaching and what he's done the last 3 years, how he adjusts little things because of the players he loses,
Yeah.
that will tell you and that he's one of the best coaches in the league.
He is the
there's
best.
no question about it.
He's achieved more than Bellamy
Yeah.
and Bennett, man.
Yeah.
And if you
3 in a row.
that's very good, Artie. Thank
4
you.
grand finals in a row.
And,
Exactly.
And if you look going forward without Nathan in the next couple of weeks, okay, you'll see he's going to adjust. If you're really a student of the game and you've got mental issues like me, he adjusts things so subtly to fit his cattle.
Yeah.
Something that Brad Arthur can't do.
No,
Yep.
no.
Brad Arthur plays one way. Love the way. crash through the front door. Love it. But I've never seen Brad Arthur adjust a little bit to it for what he's got.
Exactly.
And he's still doing it now.
Yeah.
Okay. But so Bellamy doesn't do it. He plays one way. That's it.
Yeah.
Doesn't adjust. Robbo adjusts. Just
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
he does. Robert
Just a
does.
little bit.
He's my second favourite.
So, to your point, he should have got one of the awards. But I don't think that really bothers him.
I know it doesn't
He
bother me,
prefers
but
rings.
it's just funny how Peyton potentially could get sacked 2 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, is this a ringing endorsement or a slap in the face? The West Tigers have offered Adam Dewey an extension, a 1-year extension for $150,000.
Oh wow! Yeah, I read about that. That's interesting.
Now you have to remember the risk factor, right? He's had 3 knee reconstructions,
Yeah.
right? Hasn't played in over a year, so it's guaranteed employment for next year and the chance for him to play himself back into another contract. So it's not as negative as what a lot of people might think, because you have to consider the risk factor.
I agree. You know what I say about, I'm a big
If
fan
he's
of
fully
Dewey.
fit, he's worth a lot more than
Yep, I'm a fan of Dewey. You know what I say? Get him on the field, play.
that. Yeah.
The only way you can demand money is by your performances.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not Latrel to demand money on his name. So play, just play, Adam, play. I'm confident. If he says his knee was on 360 the other day, which that's another topic. That's a hard watch now with Graham. And Asta. But
And
anyway,
Asta,
that's a separate issue.
I
Sorry
mean,
for bringing
he's a
that up.
player. I'd be happy to take him.
Play.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Would
Okay.
any of you guys
Yeah,
take him?
Yeah, I would,
play.
yeah.
You would?
Well, I think Canterbury doesn't need him, but
He is a risk, but then again, everyone's one tackle away from tearing something.
everybody.
Yeah.
And Artie's going to tell us very soon about the injury,
Yeah,
injury rate.
true. But yeah, it's an interesting one, 150. But the position he can play in the halves, obviously.
Yeah.
Centers.
Fullback, yep.
Like
He's big enough to play
he's a
back
utility.
row.
How old is he?
25.
Oh, he hasn't even.
He's got a long way ahead of him.
Yeah.
I'd
Hasn't
take the punt.
He hasn't
Yeah.
even come into his. I'm surprised. St George isn't on the phone.
The new sweet spot for playmakers is 25 to 35. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 22 to 28
No,
anymore.
those are good.
Do you know any player that's succeeded after 3 ACLs?
Well, I mean, look at the injuries that Benji had.
Benji?
Tedesco had a really bad run at the start of his career. So
yeah.
I
Two
can't
ACLs,
I can't remember
First minute
specifics.
every game.
Yeah, but they've come. You know, he's still young enough to recover. If he was 28, 29, I think it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But he hasn't played. He's barely played any footy in the last
It's
2-3
worth
years.
the risk. It's worth the risk.
I think so,
If
yeah.
Benji plays him, and I don't know if he'll play him or not, but if he plays him, and I'm happy he does, because apparently he's ready. He's going to train with the main group now.
Yeah, he's a few weeks away.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on him.
So if
Good
Benji
player.
plays him and he shows something,
He's a good player.
other clubs have to look at him.
I don't
Yeah.
think there'll be a spot for him there. They've got so many halves. It's not funny for next year.
Yeah, St George might
Centre.
be interested in. Why not? For 100. Offer him 250. You got a good player for 250.
Yeah.
Well, I think even in the halves, put Flano back in a hooker,
Yeah.
and because that's what you got him for originally. Flano. as a
Well, we're
hooker.
losing Lomax, so
Lomax.
you could put him in the centres.
and he'll be a cheapie. I mean, 300, 350, he'll be over. 400 at the most. What's Zach's 800 plus, man. So
No, he's
Even
650.
that's a separate argument.
I wouldn't be surprised even if South have a nibble.
Yeah. Didn't he came from
I
South?
think
He's
so,
a
yeah,
Bunny
that's
junior.
why.
He's a
I
Bunny
wouldn't
junior.
be surprised.
You guys know how much I hate talking about Origin early, but we are getting close now, right?
Very close.
From a New South Wales perspective, we got a lot of issues around the halves. So there's an injury crisis. So I'd like to ask you guys, who should the halves pairing be at this stage for the Blues?
If fit, Mitchell Moses and I'd go Nico Hines.
Isn't that funny? We were talking about it before.
We do, yeah. I have an interesting take on that.
Isn't it
George,
funny?
what about
You'd
you?
have to go them two, though.
I'm the same.
But if it was up to me, that's what everyone's going to say. But if it was up to me, I'd go Kiri. I don't know why people are off him.
No.
I'd go Kiri and
He's
Moses.
too small.
Kiri's Queenslander.
No, he's a Blue.
He's a Blues.
He's played one game, but he's too small. He's too small. And he's too prone to head knocks as well.
I just got
He's a high risk. Look, for me, obviously, I love Moses. I'm an Eels fan. I'd love to see him play there. But if he gets selected, it's going to be on the back of one game in 2 months,
He's a champion.
right?
Yeah. But you need to.
What I don't understand is you've got Jerome Luai and Nico Hines. Why aren't we talking about that? Why is Jerome Luai not factored in the conversation at all?
It's for the
He's
balance.
fully fit and he's playing every week, right?
Yeah.
But people are talking about Hines and Moses, Kiri, Hines, Moses, Kiri. No one's talking about Luai.
Yeah,
George.
you know what? This is my take on it. Sorry, George.
no,
and then
go
you
for
can
it.
go in.
Go for it.
Maguire is not Fitler. He wants guys that have got attitude, aren't party boys. He wants
Yeah.
serious guys in there
Yep,
that want to wear the
that's a fair
jersey
point.
and kill themselves for it. I don't think he's going to pick any party boys.
Because I haven't seen Jerome Luai in the conversation anywhere. Whether it's on Channel 9 with 100% footy or whether it's on NRL 360, Luai's just not in the conversation.
yeah.
You want to get nerdy? Let's get a little bit nerdy.
I like this.
Origin is because you've only got a couple of weeks with them, so you don't get it. You're not playing XYs. You're not playing lead runners. You're playing 3 forwards, smashing it up, and we're spinning it. We're just going straight. We have to go straight. So look, what's Luai's benefit or his golden goose? He jumps around like a
Jack in the box
like a jack in the
style,
box. Okay, he might go. He's on the left hand side. He gets sometimes a clean ball and he gives it to one of the back rows running wide. You know what? He fits the Penrith system, and Ivan has designed a system to fit what he's got. Okay, now you come to Origin. You've got a few weeks with him. Okay, now Mitch is a champion. Mitch has got a great kicking game, be it short, long, and goal kicking. Okay, he's very unique because he's a runner who goes to the line but can play ball while he's running, which no one can do. Okay, then you got Hines. The other thing is that Mitch, he's got that grunt, that I hate you, that I'm going to win, I'm going to carry the whole team over the line. Then you got Nico. Nico's a beautiful man.
It's too nice.
No, he's a fantastic human being. Okay, he runs very structured lines in Canberra, in the Sharks. Okay, he's everything's off structure with Nico. Okay, so you put him on the other side or outside of Moses, and he'll run the structures because he's direct. He goes straight into the line. Okay, then you got Best or whoever coming through. So that's why. So when's the last time have you seen Jerome go straight and run straight into the line? First he's going to jump around.
I'm just playing devil's advocate because I wouldn't have him in my team.
Nor would I.
All I'm saying is we've got a fit 5'8" who's won 3 premierships in a row, who's played every game I think this season, and yet we're talking about all the guys who haven't even.
Well, easy, Nicola.
Moses hasn't played in 2 months.
Easy, Nicola. Everybody fit. Who would you have?
Well, you'd have. I'd have Nathan Cleary and Moses at 6.
There you go. So you still got Moses, okay, and you're just bringing in Nico with all respect with Nico.
So we're going to have a guy that's can't win a finals game,
Who's that?
right, in Nico
Hines.
and a guy that's won 3 comps. Kiri playing the toughest game with South and 2 with the Roosters and never get mentioned.
Nah, forget about Kiri.
Adi.
I'm telling you now,
Forget
he's
about
built.
Kiri.
He would be a really good.
He's too
foil.
small. He's too small.
He's not in grand finals. He's not in the NRL.
No.
He's doing all right.
It's a
the 3
different.
rings.
It's a different
pretty
game.
Good.
It's a different game, and those grand finals were years ago too,
Doesn't matter.
right? And he's too prone to head knocks.
Adi. If Kiri plays, he's the spot. He's going to be the spot.
They'll target him.
He's unfortunately.
Of course.
They'll isolate him, then put the forwards on him. I would. So here's a question, and we're all going to disagree here, okay? Because 70% of the time in Origin, you're coming out of bad ball. You're not attacking. We all think it's in a game of attack. It's not a game of attack. It's a game of defence, Origin, okay? So we're coming out of bad ball, okay? So one wing is done. Taha is the best coming out of bad ball. So who's the other winger? Because everybody's going to say Zach. Everybody's going to say all the. You know who I would have? Swaliki, whatever his name is.
Swaliki.
Yeah,
Why?
I've got no issue with that.
Why? Because he's the best guy coming out of bad ball. Okay, but they won't even talk about him. I've never heard him in the conversation.
Well, apparently they don't want to pick him because he's leaving next year.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's got to do with
I want to
anything.
win. I don't care. So what I'm trying to say is that I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong.
But
It's
he
the
won it with
same
Maguire.
argument.
Wasn't Maguire part of
Yeah.
that grand final winning team?
Yeah,
If Kiri-
NRL's different. NRL is different. So why haven't we picked Johnston?
We can, but we don't want to.
He's unfit.
He's unfit.
Let's say last year when he was a
They never
top
picked
try
Blacklock
scorer,
as well. I know.
Why
That-
don't we pick Blacklock? We did pick Blacklock. That went real well, didn't it?
No,
he
never
didn't
played a
play.
game. He's never played one
sorry.
New South Wales game.
I
ever.
apologise. I thought we picked one of the St Georgia wingers.
Never.
The concerns I used to hear
why?
about Blacklock
because
were his defence.
Yeah,
but I don't,
well,
I
forget
don't
the
know.
defence.
Yeah.
We're coming out of the wingers get you out of bad ball. Yeah, if you think Blacklock can get you out of bad ball, bring him. If you think he's going to make 10 metres every hit up like Taha does, bring him on. I know what you're saying. I don't disagree with you, but this is the reason why we lose every year, because guess what? Queensland picks 8 workers and 2 stars.
Yeah.
I don't
Eight
think,
big
I don't
bodies.
think anyone returns like Toho does.
You know what? I hate these. I watch my team every year. We've got Ravalawa, who's a big body, and on the other side, we've got another big body. It's either Lomax or some other big guy, right? And they've got this thing with power guys going from the wings. That's the worst thing that happens, man, because all the wingers, the little light guys, they're the guys that make all the meters to me. I don't get this power game anymore. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It doesn't work.
NRL's
They're
different.
slower. Okay, the bigger they are, the slower they are. You need speed, man.
NRL's different.
One thing I
You
like
need
about what you said, George, and this is the beauty of the Quick Hands podcast, is that the three of us, you could ask us a question that has a yes or no answer.
3 different
and you
answers.
get 3 different answers.
It's the best.
I love it. I love it. So look, let's move on. So tonight, guys, we're running one episode. We're not going to split it up. So we're doing one shot tonight. So we're going to move straight into the weekend that was.
Yeah.
With the first game on Thursday night kicking off. The Dolphins 30 points to 24 over the Seagulls.
When do we sort of just start realising the Dolphins
Yeah.
are a quality outfit
Yeah.
that will definitely...
The personnel they're missing.
Exactly. They're an unbelievable
Think
team.
about the personnel, George, that's not there.
Yeah.
And this all started against Parramatta a month ago.
Yeah.
And apparently we haven't got enough talent in the NRL. This team was made last year, and look at them. They're in the top 4
Well,
or top 5 or whatever it is.
It's a Bitzer team. Bits that everybody doesn't want. This
phenomenal.
This Dolphin team. Okay, this is look,
It started that way, George, but he's picked up Farmworth. He's picked up Flegler. He's picking up.
Yeah.
He's building
the
it slowly,
Bromwich
mate,
brothers.
piece by
Yeah,
piece.
I'm a big fan.
It's pretty good.
They will make the 8. And this particular game, it was more about the performance of the Seagulls. Unfortunately, you know what? If the game stopped at halftime or the game was 35 minutes, I think the Seagulls will win the comp. But unfortunately, there's 2 halves, and it's exactly what I keep on saying. It's their defense, and that it's they come in and out of the game mentally. So that's a coaching thing. It's not a personnel thing, because I think on paper, as Nico keeps on saying, they're a top 8 team, and there's no doubt in my mind either. Now we're in round 11 now, I think it is.
Yeah, this was round 10.
Around 10. We're around 10, so we've still got another how many rounds? Double, another we're halfway through the season, so we've got all these rounds to sort everything out. But at the moment, the Seagulls are giving us half a game. That's fair enough. Guess what?
Well, no,
Dolphins-
not really, George. It was 20-16 at half time, Dolphins.
It was 22 all with a few minutes to go.
Yeah, they switched off.
but the Dolphins were leading 20-16.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
they
they
scored 4
switched
tries.
off. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
What the game ended up as?
30 to 24.
30-20. They won the second half as well.
Who did?
Dolphins, because they
Dolphins,
scored
yeah.
10 more points,
Oh.
and the Eagles scored 8.
Dolphins are sensational. Dolphins are a sensational team. The forwards go forward. The Katoa, my God. Katoa
Yes.
straightens up so much. He just releases everybody. You know how hard it is to go into the line and swerve, like come from outside in and then to play out? What Katoa was doing is things that haven't been seen since Thurlow in slow motion, but Thurlow would do this stuff. And Katoa was doing it in really, really quick fashion. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. Farmsworth, my God. I mean, the guy's a presence centre. Even if he doesn't play well, he's a presence centre. So he did really well. Unfortunately, Tommy went down, which we don't know what's going to happen there. They're either going to
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Okay, so
That's sad.
So look, he'll be back before the end of the year. So hopefully they can win enough to be in and around the conversation of the 8. So Tommy comes back, maybe fresh and has a end of year blast. I hope so. It's about Brooks. That's why they bought him. It's about Brooks lifting his energy and his levels to sort of cover the fall. What did you see, Artie?
Oh, I thought the Dolphins were sensational. Their backline's looking really sharp.
Yes.
Bostock, Herbie Farnworth, Avarillo, Asako.
Yeah.
They're all good, man. The halfback, which you just said before, fantastic.
I love it.
And what about the little fullback, Troy Fuller?
Yeah, he's put back into Q Cup this week.
Yeah.
Because the Hammer's back, but yeah, he's sensational.
He's a good little player.
How good is he?
But yeah, Manly are just a weird team because the games that you think they're going to lose, they win. And then the games you think they're going to win, they lose.
Yeah. It's a concentration thing. But
it is. It's a mental thing for them.
They're still evolving.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
that's
team
what I
that's
think.
evolving,
And that's what I think. That's what I alluded to. By the end of the year, we might be seeing a completely different team. So, look, the jury's out. And guess what? The Dolphins in the second year, they're going to make the 8.
Yes.
They're going to make the 8, aren't they?
I honestly believe that.
I really hope
Absolutely.
so. I'd really like to see that.
They're getting players back, but again, they're cattle. I mean, just Farnsworth and Qatar, good enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the back line. And this this aging pack, it just keeps on keeping on. You know what I mean?
And then he finds little gems like Max Plath.
Oh, how good
He's
is
good.
Platt? How good he's played. You know what? He must be in the conversation for Origin. He's the type of Queensland player,
Yeah.
all heart and effort,
Yeah.
which Queensland picks. I'll be intrigued to see who they pick. But anyway, let's move on to Gola.
Friday night, the Panthers 16 over the Bulldogs 10. Close one there, George.
You know what? We said, Marty, that we were waiting for Penrith to get their first gear. We're saying they're on third gear.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's it. This is Penrith. After all the players they've lost,
Yeah.
they've come, and Ivan, he's developed another gritty, grindy, and I loved watching them because of that. They remind me of the 80s Bulldogs, a team who's going to grind you into the ground. Nico, this was a high-quality game,
Yeah.
okay, in terms of semi-final sort of football, get in the trenches and fight.
There's a lot of personal in it. There's a few
lot
ex-Penrith players
a lot
there.
of personal,
Yeah.
and you can tell they all came to play their A game. What I like is that we lost by 6 points, and we know exactly. We keep on saying it. We're 1 or 2 players away and a few seasons together, but
Well, that's never been more evident than when you called the coach Ciro.
we're great coaching, great coaching performance. One of the best.
We've turned the corner, Artie.
Yeah.
But I was impressed in terms of Canterbury got into the fight, stayed in the fight, made Penrith really work hard for the victory. The game to an average viewer probably didn't look pretty, but if you're a purist like me, I was enthralled. It was like a chess match. I don't think Penrith ever looked in danger. I won't lie to you, but that's what it says about us where we're at.
Yeah.
We're not that far away.
No.
I thought it was an outstanding game. And Penrith, now to me it's evident that they're not that team that they were last year or the year before. But if they get this part right, grind everybody out of games, they're back in the top 4 and they're back in the premiership conversation.
Look, you're never happy losing, but this is one of those games where you take the loss
Yeah, absolutely.
with a bit of contentment.
They learnt a lot, I believe.
Yeah.
They learnt a lot. I was impressed how they look when Penrith had them in the grind. I'm thinking, well, they're going to give up. They're going to fall down, and they kept on grinding. Both teams kept on grinding back and forward. I'm thinking it's over. It's gone. Canterbury's going to fall on their sword. They can't keep on going. They kept on in that cycle. So I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
I think Penrith are just cruising along. They just want to make finals, mate. They're just cruising it, man. I don't think they're even trying at the moment. That's how good this team is.